everybody, this is Betsy Veldman for Papertrey Inc. and I'm here today to give you a little introduction on the newest Make It Market kit from Papertrey Inc. This one is super fun and bright and colorful, and it's called Shakers and Sprinkles. So let me tell you a little bit about what you get in the kit. Alright, so let me show you a little bit about what you get in the new Shakers and Sprinkles kit. We'll talk first about the dies. The main focus of this kit is making it easy to create shaker cards, and that is what these dies are going to help you do. There are 3 different sets of frames. There's the oval, and the hearts, and the rectangles, and each different shape has a scalloped outer frame and then a stitched frame. Alright, besides the frames that will work for the shaker elements, there are some other dies as well. These dies will let you cut your own confetti, which is super fun. Confetti is really hot right now, and these dies will make it easy. You can cut heart-shaped confetti circles, or this one cuts just little random confetti type shapes with some little sparkles, so those are really fun. And you also get 3 word dies. The words are scatter, sprinkled, and sprinkles, which is fits perfectly with the theme of the kit, of course. Alright, and there's also a stamp set included in the kit, and it's mainly a sentiment stamp set, but there are some other fun things. There's this fun sunburst, which actually works to stamp. You can stamp it several different ways. You can use it in the point of the heart, or you can use it in the oval, or you can use it in the corner, any one of the corners of the rectangular frame. And there's also some little confetti pieces, hearts, the sprinkles here. This large sprinkle starburst actually fits perfectly on the starburst little confetti die cut here, so you can add some detail that way. And the rest of the set is centered around sentiments that work together with the word dies in the kit also. There are a few standalone sentiments. There's this one, keep calm and sprinkle on, that you can, doesn't require the use of a die. So if you're looking for a quick and easy card, that one's a fun sentiment. Be so cute for a birthday card, I think. Alright, you also, of course, here is the most fun part of the kit, I think. You get this awesome little box. It's adorable pink box, and it is filled with test tubes. There are 10 different test tubes, each one filled with a unique little sprinkle embellishment of some sort. And we've got some basic sequins, but then there are also some fun, the yellow ones here are flower sequins. These are some adorable hearts and tiny sequins. There are silver stars, and this is a really gorgeous gold glass glitter. This one is a faux sugar. It's so realistic looking. It looks like a chunky glitter. And then this one is my absolute favorite, fake sprinkles. They're so real looking. They look like something that you would want to eat, but I wouldn't recommend it. They're super cute though. So, and your kit, when you receive your kit, you won't have this divider. Your box will just be open box with the test tubes inside, but you will get a download, a link to a download when you purchase your kit with a template for creating this insert, so you can customize it in any color that you want to make it. You can also decorate the outside of your box, which I'm intending to do here, and I thought that would be really fun. Okay, so let me show you, I wanted to show you how easy these dies make it to assemble a shaker element for your cards. If you've ever made shakers, you know that they can be a little bit tedious. The part that I think is the most tedious is finding a way to seal it so that whatever you put inside isn't escaping and getting all over the place. either on your recipient of your card or all over your craft room. Alright, so what we did with this kit is we included some sheets of double stick foam that you can actually die cut with your dies. And that's going to make it super easy to assemble these shakers. Let me show you. Alright, so I am going to make a heart-shaped shaker. Let me just show you all of the bits and pieces that I have cut here. Alright, so for each shaker you need a frame, which is your outer, the part that you'll see. This is the outer frame. And you'll need one of those cut from cardstock or pattern paper. And then you'll also need another one cut from the foam. This is the double stick foam. And you'll notice that I left my foam inside the die, and I'll show you why in a little bit here. And then you also need a backing. And the backing is cut using the scallop die in each set, and it's actually the inside portion is what you need, and that is sized perfectly to be the backing for your shaker. So you'll need one of those cut from, again, cardstock or pattern paper, whatever you want to use for the back of your shaker. And you'll need a second one cut from clear cardstock, which is also included in the kit. You get 3 sheets of the foam and also 3 sheets of the clear cardstock. And then you can also use, the die is designed so that not only will this cut the backing and also the front acetate piece, but you can use this outer scalloped edge as an optional frame for your shaker. Like I said, it's optional. You can use it if you want, or you don't have to. Okay, so let's get to assembling our shaker. I'm going to take my foam piece here. This is the frame, the stitched frame, which I cut from foam, and you can see how I left it inside the die. But hang on, before we do that, what you want to do very first of all is, if you want to do any stamping on what is going to be the backing of your shaker, you're going to want to do that first. Do that before you assemble anything. So I'm going to stamp, I'm going to use this sprinkled sentiment, the die cut, and I'm going to stamp with love because we're making a cute little heart shaker. So I'm just going to kind of lay that over the top of my backing just to get a position. So then I'm going to stamp the rest of my sentiment, and this with love is from the coordinating sentiment stamp set that's included in the kit. And I'm just going to position that right there. Okay, and then I'll just set that aside. So then I'm going to take my foam piece and I'm going to leave it inside the die because the die is going to help it hold its shape. The less I have to touch the foam, the better, because this stuff is super sticky. So I'm going to kind of hold my die by the edges and peel away that liner on the foam. Leave it in the die, and just, you can see I'm kind of just touching the edges of the die. If I can avoid touching the foam, that makes it much easier. So I'm going to take my backing, and I'm going to take it sentiment side down, stamp side down, and just lay that over top of that adhesive foam. Okay? And then I can go ahead and just pull the die away. And this side of the foam has a liner on it too, which we'll leave on for a little bit here. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to fill your shaker with whatever kind of sprinkle you're going to put inside. I'm going to use these cute hearts from the kit, and it does not take a lot. You don't want to overfill it, or your pieces aren't going to shake around. Really just a few pieces is enough. There's not a lot of depth there. If you want super deep, if you want more room, you could use 2 layers of foam too, but I think 1 layer is enough. You don't need a ton, just a little for a fun effect. Alright, so now we can go ahead and peel away the other layer on our foam. And then I'm going to take the clear cardstock that I die cut. This is the front, so we can enclose everything. And I'll just go ahead and lay that over top of everything. And there, it's already enclosed. Now I can take my outer frame, which I die cut from Hibiscus Burst cardstock. And you can see now I can just go ahead and lay that right over the top. You can add a little adhesive on the heart and the oval. The size of the inside, which is your backing, and your front acetate piece is slightly smaller, so you actually have just a little bit of adhesive showing, which is really actually very helpful because it's just enough to hold that frame in place. The rectangular one, you're going to have to add a little extra adhesive to the back side of this stitched frame to adhere it over top of the acetate, just because of the way the sizing worked out with the scallops and stuff. But anyway, this one worked out that way. And then I can take this optional scalloped frame and I can add that as well too. You can see here my backing doesn't quite go to the edges of that foam, so that leaves just a little bit of adhesive, just enough that I can lay that over the top and press it down good, and that will stay. And that's how easy it was to create a shaker. And then we can go ahead and we can adhere that word over the top. And it's super cute, really fun, really pretty easy. They come together really quickly with the dies and the foam. I love the adhesive foam. It's so much fun to play around with. Lots of other things you can do with it too. Now when you die cut your frames from the foam, you're going to feel like you're using up a huge chunk of foam. But don't worry about it, because keep those insides that you die cut. Here's the heart that I had left after my frame was die cut. It's a big chunk of foam left here, but you can use that. There's several different things you can use that for. You could die cut some of the confetti dies with this and use it for little embellishments, coat it with glitter. Here's the inside of one of the rectangular frames that I cut, and I've been using this to die cut words. You know, I can get for sure 2 words out of here, and I'll still have a little bit left to use for something else. So don't let those inside pieces of the foam go to waste. Definitely take advantage of those and use those for something else. So another thing that I wanted to show you is how the foam can be used for things other than just creating the shaker elements. I've been, like I said, die cutting words from the foam, which is really fun for creating dimension. I don't know if you've seen online, I've been seeing a lot of words where they die cut it several times and stack it up for depth. You can get a look like that using this foam, and all you have to do is die cut it once from the foam and once from whatever you want to use for your top layer, a colored cardstock or pattern paper or whatever. So let me show you what is the easiest way to do that, because once you start working with this foam, you'll notice that it is very sticky, and the less you have to handle it, the better. So I die cut my word here. I'm using the scatter word, and I die cut that from the foam, and you can see how, again, I'm leaving it inside my die. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that all of the extra bits and pieces, like the insides of the letters and that sort of thing, is all pulled out of there. There's the inside of the A here, which I'm going to pull out, and I'm just doing that with a pin. In between the T's here, I'm going to pull that out also, so that all you have left is the actual word. Okay, so then what we're going to do is I have a piece of pattern paper here, and this is from the kit as well. There's a pad of pattern paper, and it's really fun. I hope that you like it as much as I do. I had a really fun time designing it with all the bright colors, and there are several different panels which are sized perfectly for creating card fronts, and there's lots of options that way. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use that as my base, and I'm going to peel away the backing on my word, just holding the die kind of by the edges so that I don't have to touch that foam, and just peeling that away. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it sticky side down, die still attached, and I'm going to press that right where I want it to be on my card. And then I can go ahead and pull away the die, and then I didn't have to touch the foam at all. Okay, makes it really fun and easy to create dimensional sentiments. Alright, then if you want to do any stamping, I would do that next. Before, I'm going to cover this with a pattern paper die cut, but before I do that, I'm going to do some stamping, because if I do it first, I don't have to worry about smudging up my my die cut. So I'm going to just stamp on here, scattered love, we're going to say. So I'm just going to use that love sentiment there. Okay, and then I also have, here I have the same word, scattered, die cut, this time from pattern paper. And we're going to layer that over top of this one, of the foam. So I'm going to peel away the top liner. I got it all. And then we can just position that over the top, and I would suggest just kind of using a light hand at first, just to make sure you have got it positioned correctly before you really press it down, because once you press it down, it's going to stick. You're going to be stuck with it. So I just did it. If you do it real lightly the first time, just to begin with, you can possibly pull it away and readjust it. But like I said, this foam is super sticky. So pretty much once it's down, it's there to stay. So there. Another option, instead of covering it with a coordinating die cut, is that you could coat it with glitter. Or I used the fake sprinkles from the kit and the faux sugar, and instead of covering it with another die cut from paper, I coated that adhesive with the glitter, which is a super fun effect too. So lots of different things that you can play around with using that foam. One last thing before we go, I wanted to show you real quickly how the template is assembled that you'll receive when you purchase the kit. This is the download for creating the insert for the test tube box. So let me just show you real quick how that gets assembled. It's pretty self-explanatory, but just in case, I wanted to put together a real quick little video here. Alright, so here I have it printed. You print it full size, make sure you don't have any scaling or anything set on your printer, and then you can go ahead and cut it out, and of course obviously you're going to cut on the solid lines and score on the dotted lines, and there's also it's marked here where you'll need to put adhesive. So here I have one which I have already cut and scored. You can see here where I scored on all of the fold lines. There's 2 pieces. It'll give you, when it's assembled, it'll give you 10 spots for the 10 different test tubes. Alright, so then you're going to want to put adhesive on all of those areas marked for the adhesive, and you'll want to fold it so that those areas with the adhesive form a peak, like that. Okay, so you can go ahead and form all of those peaks and valleys. The test tubes will sit right in those slots there. You have the 2 pieces, Do that with both pieces. And then you'll see it's marked here, adhere piece A to B here. That's where the two pieces will get overlapped. So you just put a piece of adhesive on the one side where it's marked to match the two together. And then you'll just adhere those two pieces together, and you can do this before you start folding or after, or whatever is easier for you. And then my box is already assembled here, but what I did is I just put some strips of score tape down in the bottom of the box, and then just go ahead and push the insert down into the box and make sure, just press down over that adhesive, and that's all there is to it. That creates the perfect little insert for all of your test tubes. Thanks for joining me today, everybody. This has been Betsy Veldman for Papertrey Inc., and I hope you enjoyed this little peek into what you will receive in the newest Make It Market kit from Papertrey Inc. called Shakers and Sprinkles.